So tonight's dinner is going to be pork and sausage meat stuffing and applesauce rolls, and I'm also going to do some wedges with it and some gravy. So I've just made 2 sausage meat stuffing loaves. So it's just a pack of your normal sage and onion stuffing mixture. I mix it with the water that it says to use on the back, and then I've also added in 12 sausages, like skinned, mixed them together, and I'm going to pop these in the oven to cook for around half hour, 40 minutes. Then we're going to slice these up and put some of it in the pork rolls for today, and then we're going to have half with our roast pork dinner tomorrow. So here are our rolls. We just had some roast pork, we had the sausage meat stuffing, I also put some applesauce in them, and I made some homemade wedges, and we also had a pot of gravy on the side. Right, I've got some of this puff pastry from Tesco. It needs using up, so I've decided to make some cinnamon and raisin swirls. So I'm winging it here, but I'm just going to roll out my pastry, and in here I've just mixed together some normal white sugar and some cinnamon. I'm just going to sprinkle that over this, sprinkle some raisins over, a little bit more cinnamon, roll it up and pop it in the oven. So there's no real technical ability, it's just some sugar mixed with some cinnamon. I'm not really sure if it'll work. It should do. Don't see why not. It looks pretty. Really sparkly. I'm actually cooking the pork and the sausage meat, and I just posted on Instagram stories saying that the house officially smells like Christmas Day. The cinnamon, the sausage meat and the pork all cooking. Right, I think that's probably enough sugar. It's really glittery. I'm just going to sprinkle these. I think I'm going to roll them this way. I'm going to put my baking, the sheet it comes on, I'm going to use that to line my tray. I'm just going to use up the rest of this to sprinkle over. And I'm going to pop these in the oven for about 20 minutes or so. So here we are out of the oven, and I'm just about to put them in some bowls. The boys are going to have them. They're quite tiny actually, so the boys are going to have a couple each with some vanilla ice cream. Here we are with the ice cream, and they smell amazing. So just from using up what we've got in the fridge and the store cupboard, a little bit of ice cream. We've got really nice. So we have got roast pork tonight with some sausage meat stuffing. We've got red cabbage, roast parsnips and roast potatoes. And everyone's having the same. The roast potatoes and parsnips look the same colour, that's why they look like there's a massive pile of them, but this is what is for our dinner tonight. Jake's favourite meal, roast dinner. So for dinner tonight we have got fajitas. I've done them all separately. So we've got our bowl of chicken and peppers and onions, cheese, salsa, wraps, lettuce, and this is what we are all having for our dinner tonight. So for our next dinner we've got a creamy sausage and potato casserole. I have actually got a recipe up for this on my channel. It's under my latest slow cooker video, so I'll leave that link down below. It's a really simple one to make. You just throw everything in the slow cooker. We've served ours with some tiger bread, but you could do part baked rolls or garlic bread or just have it on its own, but it's definitely one that we're going to be keeping on our menu rotation for the future. So I'm just making tonight's dinner, and I'm making my Spanish chicken. This really sounds odd. Spanish chicken, but I haven't used chicken, I've used corn, and it's not my actual recipe because I've had to make a few substitutions. I didn't have any, my stock pot hasn't actually stirred in yet. I didn't have any fennel, so I've replaced that with ground coriander just for a different flavour, and I also didn't have any Worcestershire sauce, so I've just put some balsamic vinegar in, but the rest of it is exactly as I normally make it, but I've just used corn pieces instead because we just like to have a meat-free day every now and again, and we really like them. Plus I do love the fact that corn is like already chopped, and when you buy chicken breasts I generally buy like the whole chicken breast and then have to chop them, so the lazy part of me really likes the fact that you can just open the bag and pour it in. So I think I'm going to serve this with rice for the boys, and then I'm going to have some roasted veg. I know we've got some leeks and some courgettes and mushrooms to use up, and I think I'm going to have that because I'm just not a rice fan. So I will show you it once it's all plated up. So here it is plated up, and we've just put some leeks and mushrooms on top. We've actually gone for a small jacket potato underneath our corn chicken, and you can kind of see the corn chicken hiding around there, so it's mainly vegetables and a little jacket underneath. And I've made a complete mess, so it's not the prettiest dinner, but that's what we've got tonight. Right, so I'm just making tonight's dinner, and I'm going to make this ras el hanout tray bakes for just using this seasoning. So in my tin, I've just lightly oiled it with spray oil. I've chopped up 1 courgette. I've got a big handful of cherry tomatoes or baby plum tomatoes, 1 leek and some mushrooms. There's also about 2 cloves of garlic in here, and I've just laid all that in. So now I'm just going to sprinkle over the top 1 teaspoon of sea salt. And then I'm going to put 2 teaspoons of this seasoning. And I'll sprinkle that all over. Heaped teaspoons. And then what I'm going to do is give that a good mix round. And I'm going to give it another spray of oil just so it's not going to stick. You could just put a tablespoon of olive oil or something in here if you wanted, but I'm going to use this spray, which is running out. So I'm just going to put a few sprays of oil over the top, and then I'm going to lay my chicken thighs. I actually wanted to use bone-in, skin-on chicken thighs for this, but I don't have any, so I've just got skinless and boneless ones. I'm going to lay them on the top, and then I'm going to sprinkle them with another 2 teaspoons of the seasoning and spray them with some oil, and then I'm going to pop it in the oven. I think it's probably going to take between 30 and 40 minutes, but we will see. And then I'm just going to serve it with some tomato and chilli packet couscous. Right, I'm just going to spray my chicken with a squirt of oil, and then I'm going to sprinkle another 2 teaspoons. I got this seasoning in Tesco. You can get it in most, if not all, supermarkets. Now make sure I put this over the chicken. I think that will probably take between half hour, 40 minutes. I'm just going to keep an eye on it. If the chicken looks like it's starting to get done, I can always take the chicken out and put the veg back in if needs be. Because sometimes courgettes and leeks take a really long time to cook, but hopefully this will all cook together, and I'm going to serve it with some couscous and possibly some wraps. So here we are out of the oven. It went in for about 30 minutes altogether, and after 10 minutes I just flipped over the chicken, and then I just shook in the couscous, and there was quite a lot of liquid from the vegetables, so I gave it about another 5 to 10 minutes with that. I sprinkled some fresh coriander on top, and this is what we are having tonight. I will show you it when I plated it up. So here we are, and I've just popped it in some bowls, and we've got our vegetables, our couscous and our chicken. It smells amazing. I'm really looking forward to trying it. So I'm actually just about to make some breakfast for the boys, and I've got a tin of these baked beans and pork sausages and some wraps. So I've got 4 little mini sausages in each wrap, a few beans and some grated cheese. I'm going to fold these over like I did in my air fryer video into like a pocket, and then I'm going to pop them in the air fryer, and hopefully they're going to turn out like Greg's sort of cheesy bean wraps with little mini sausages in. So I've kind of managed to get 2 in. I've put them seam side down. This one's just tucked in there. I'm going to pop them on. I think they're probably going to take about 15 minutes, 10 to 15, so we'll see what happens. Here we are out of the air fryer. I've just cut it in half to show you, but yeah, little sausage beanie cheese breakfast wrap, and it's gone all crispy.